How's it going, YouTube? This is going to be my first video that I'm going to be bringing to you guys. My channel is going to be dedicated to all-on home recording studio topics and tutorials, um, random conversations about home recording, mastering, mixing, anything you could think of about recording studio, recording vocals, anything of that nature. I'm going to be covering on my channel. Try to share all my knowledge that I have gotten over the years by learning on my own, learning from others, learning from other engineers. I'm from Chicago, so I've worked with uh, quite a bit of people who are great engineers, great artists, great producers, and stuff like that. And I've also had some success as an artist myself. So, anyways, that's what I'm going to be focusing on my channel. Mainly rap music, hip hop, R&B is what I'm going to be focusing on because honestly, that's a popular genre. And on YouTube, there's not many videos that have mixing tutorials or mastering tutorials on these genres, especially a mixtape style format. And what I mean by that is recording vocals and an artist over a 2-track instrumental. I could only probably think of only a few channels that do talk about that, but I'm gonna go more in depth, really teach you all the tips and tricks because I'm here to help you guys. And so subscribe, like my video, give me a thumbs up, and let's get started. So right now I got a session of one of my old tracks. This is all original in terms of I wrote this song, I recorded the song all here in my home recording studio. And if you're interested in looking at what my home recording studio looked like, I have a video, which is my first video I ever did, technically on this channel, like about 8-9 months ago, maybe more than that, on what my home recording studio looks like. So you guys can go check that out as well. Um, the beat was made, I forgot by who, but I linked up with the producer over SoundClick, and then I purchased the lease. So shout out to the producer. I'm not sure offhand at the moment, but I do have the rights to um, show this beat to you guys and stuff like that. I purchased the lease from him and stuff. So, anyways, so yeah, so this video is gonna be on mixing vocals and actually going through a track from start to finish over an instrumental. So let me just show you what the track sounds like in the beginning. Okay.
Ride around the city. Ride around the city. Ride around the city. Real music. Ride around the city. Got my team riding with me. Cruising down Lakeshore Drive. Everybody know how I'm feeling. Got a cup filled with that Henny. Everybody know what that means. About to turn up with my team. And ain't nobody stopping me. Cause I be my pockets full, my shoulder hurting. Cause all this money I'm throwing everywhere I'm going. Got my cup filled, I'm about to turn up.
Alright, so that was just because this song is already actually mixed and mastered. This is actually the mixing session. So this song is already complete. It's already on SoundCloud. I'll post a link as well to the finished song. But I'm gonna take you step by step in what I did, and it's basically gonna resemble what you would do in terms of the procedure and the process. Obviously, everyone's voice is different, so the EQ I did on my voice isn't gonna necessarily work for you, But I'm gonna show you the concept and the fundamentals and how to get your mix to sounding of like what you just heard. So first off, the beat and these segments are gonna be in parts, so I don't want to drag too much. I'm gonna drag, but I'm gonna split the video in parts. So just bear with me. So first up, the beat. Um, when everyone gets an instrumental off SoundClick or from your producer, most likely it's going to be an MP3 format. So the beat's already going to be mixed and mastered to sound amazing by the producer. And that's great, but it's actually a bad thing because you as the recording engineer and maybe an artist as well, you're gonna have to record over that instrumental. And the thing is that when you get these beats, especially from SoundCloud or any other website, they're gonna be super loud, obviously because they're gonna be mastered. And what a lot of people tend to do, mistake number one, don't ever try to leave your instrumental at zero volume and try to record over it, because like I said, the beat's so loud that you're gonna want to raise the gain knob up on your preamp and really blast up the volume so you can hear yourself, or so the artist can hear themselves record over the beat. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a real hot signal, and you don't want a hot signal going into the session because you're gonna get all kinds of distortion. It's just not gonna sound as clean, as crisp as it could possibly can sound. So what you want to do is you want to do a little bit of editing to the beat, a little bit of tweak. So what I always do is, you can see here, this beat is super loud. When I got it, it's just a super loud beat, really mastered very well by the producer. So as you can see here, I got the volume down -16 decibels, which is a lot. Every beat's going to be different. There's some beats where you get as MP3, they're real low in volume. It's all going to depend. But this beat, like I said, I did -16 because in order for me to get a nice clean signal and to hear myself, that's the range where I had to lower it to. So you always want to lower the beat volume before you start recording. That's tip number one. Tip number two, like I said, the beat is already EQ'd. As you can see, I just pulled the EQ. This is a Waves Q10 plugin. Very simple. You can use any other EQ. I did a little bit of EQing to the beat. You don't want to EQ too much because the producer already EQ'd the beat very well, especially if you get beats online. 9 out of 10, the producer does an amazing job EQing it and mastering it. In this case, I wanted to add a little bit more bass to the track. I wanted it to really, bang in the speakers, in the car and stuff like that. And I felt that the song, when I first got the beat, it had bass, but it wasn't quite there. So as you can see, I did a minor boost, about between 1 to 2 dB of gain, around 60 to 80 hertz. All right, around there. Now, I also, this is my tip, and this works for me, and this is gonna work for everyone else too. The reason why I do these cuts on 0.6 and 5 around 1K and around 9K ish is you want to leave room for your vocal to sit into the beat. You don't want to sound like the beat and the vocals are separated, because it's not going to sound like a track. Like I said, it's tough to make everything blend in when you don't have all the waves separated, but it could easily be fixed by just some minor cutting to the beat. I personally cut at 0.6 on around 1K, about -1 dB. That way my vocal, because I know my own voice, I know around 1K, that's dominantly where I'm going to get a specific tone, and where my voice dominates in the EQ spectrum. So I want to cut a little bit in the beat at 1K. That way my voice around 1K creeps out of that gap, and it fits right in. So that's what you got to do. You want to create that space in the beat a little bit. No major cuts, because then you're going to affect the overall beat. You don't want to cut or boost more than 2 dB anywhere in the spectrum, because you're going to affect the overall beat. All right. Now, I also added a compressor, and I did this because the beat's so loud that I didn't want the beat to clip. The beat's so loud that if I leave it without the compressor, the beat's just gonna go to red over here in the metering. I'm gonna bypass it. Let me solo the beat here. Somewhere in the beat, I know it clips. But I got the at the compressor just as an assurance that the beat and throughout any part of the song is not gonna go over the threshold, you know. And I got the threshold at 0, but just running the beat through the compressor and setting an attack and a release and a ratio to 1 just makes it not clip at any part of the song. Because I remember when I was first recording the session, there were some parts of the beat where it gets real loud and we're able to clip. So just running the beat through the compressor helps it not clip. And then out of preference, this is another tip. If you want to add really nice bass, definitely add a Renaissance bass plugin to the track. You could definitely see the difference in bass. Let me solo the beat. Alright, this is with the R bass. Without the R bass. Big difference. Especially right here. Hear that part? That's without it. Let's listen to it with it. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear that through your laptop speakers. If you have some good speakers, you're definitely going to hear it. But the R bass makes a huge impact. It adds that warmth and that bass. It just makes the track sounds that much full, especially the beat. Alright? So that's what I did to the beat. And that's what generally you're going to do to a beat. You're most likely not going to add the R bass. But what I did in terms of the EQing to create space for the artist's vocals, you're definitely going to want to do that. You're going to definitely want to lower the volume on the beat, like I said, because they come mastered so loud that you're going to have to always lower the beat. Definitely always lower the beat before you record vocals. Alright, so that's prepping for vocal recording. Alright, so actually I'm probably going to cut the video off here. And what I'm going to do in my next video, I'm really going to focus on mixing vocals is what I'm really going to do. I'm going to do probably, you know, because mixing vocals, there's so many areas that I want to touch upon that. And I'm going to do some segments. So I'm going to end this video and I'll catch you guys on the next one.